Introduction to the series. Hey guys, I'm Dr. Muwad. Welcome back to my YouTube channel and to this series on healing your attachment wounds and disturbances. We are really diving into the heart of the series now, focusing on how to heal those deeper wounds that first occurred in relationship to the environment you were born into. Please keep in mind, as I mentioned in a few videos ago, that your nervous system and your attachment system are deeply wired together. So, to work on healing your attachment wounds and disturbances, the first step is understanding where the research tells us we need to begin and recognizing that this work is also about calming and soothing your body. At the end of this series, I will share a protocol that I hope you'll be able to apply, regardless of your attachment style. I truly hope these videos are helpful. And a little further down the road, I'd like to continue focusing on how attachment plays out in our adult relationships, with our partners, kids, and others. If you're new here, I'm a licensed clinical psychologist. I'd love for you to subscribe and click the bell so you'll be notified when I post new videos. Understanding anxious attachment. Let's get into today's topic. I believe I've outlined 15 steps, and I'll try to keep them brief so the video doesn't get too long. Today we're talking about what it looks like to have a more anxious or preoccupied attachment style. As a quick reminder, the parenting or caregiving style that typically leads to this is often referred to as an outside-in orientation. This means the child, due to inconsistent or anxious parenting, becomes hypervigilant, always tuning in to the caregiver's needs before their own. They learn to look outward to determine how they should feel inwardly. That's the core dynamic of this style. This often leads to compulsive caretaking, people-pleasing, and revolving your emotional world around others. Constantly fearing whether others will leave, whether the relationship is safe, or whether they can be trusted. It becomes very hard to feel secure when your internal stability depends on someone else's actions, especially since people have their own lives and struggles. So, this healing work is about learning to internalize and regulate your own attachment responses. That way, you can begin showing up in calmer, more secure ways, first for yourself, then in your relationships. Step 1. Identify your own needs. Because you were raised with an outside-in orientation, you likely learned to focus on other states of mind at the expense of your own. You might not even check in with yourself first. The first step, then, is learning to identify your own needs. What I want in this situation? What would feel right for me? How do I feel in my body about this decision? Ask yourself, is this a regulated decision? Or am I just reacting like a ping pong ball? Start by identifying your own feelings and emotions. Step 2, reassess your relationship with your parent. If you're still rotating around a parent in adulthood, talking every day, managing their moods or marital problems, you might still be stuck in that same childhood role. This could signal an enmeshed relationship. It's important to rethink that relationship and start setting healthier boundaries. Ask yourself, are you still taking emotional responsibility for that parent? This could be a tough step, but it's essential for healing. Step 3, examine other relationships. Next, look at where this dynamic shows up elsewhere. Do you tend to revolve around others, especially romantic partners, but also friends or coworkers? Do you panic when someone doesn't text back right away? Overanalyze their emoji use or tone. Anxious attachment styles often lead to overreading everything, which can happen in all types of relationships. Step 4. Don't repeat the cycle with your kids. Check whether you might be expecting your own children to manage your emotions or fulfill your emotional needs, just as you may have done for your parent. Are you fully present with them? Or is anxiety causing you to multitask and miss those face-to-face, eye-to-eye moments? Many of us parent the way we were parented, even if we vowed not to. Begin noticing your patterns. Step 5. Watch for hyper-reading others. This style often involves over-reading nonverbal cues, tone of voice, or expressions, interpreting everything as a threat or a judgment on the relationship. You might be reading your partner like you did a parent. If they seem okay, then you feel okay. But this habit no longer serves you and can lead to misunderstandings. Start pausing before you react. Ask yourself if you might be misinterpreting. Could you check in with the person rather than jumping to conclusions? Step 6. Learn emotional regulation. You may struggle with managing your own emotions. So now, it's time to work on emotional regulation skills. Things like mindfulness, deep breathing, or using a container exercise to set aside distressing thoughts temporarily. Sometimes you just need to take a breath, acknowledge you're overwhelmed, and say, I'll come back to this later. That kind of healthy compartmentalization can be powerful. Step 7. Tolerate intense emotions. This step is about learning to handle those sudden, intense surges of emotion, panic, anger, or extreme anxiety. Say your partner hasn't texted back after several hours. You spiral into thoughts like, they're in a car crash, or they're cheating. Learning to tolerate that discomfort is vital. Your nervous system likely shifts in a sympathetic mode, triggering fight or flight. To calm this, try counting backwards, holding ice, practicing grounding technique. There are many resources on dealing with panic and intense emotion, and I hope to cover more of these in future videos. The core idea is to soothe your nervous system and regulate your response, rather than reacting impulsively.